The key for this lock is missing, so we're gonna try this trick Ryan's got here.
Well, it fits over, it's way too big though.
Putting the jack handle on the lock and then prying, and it should break this off.
This is aluminum, isn't it?
Yeah, go for it. Wow! You literally just touched it.
Stealing everybody's hits.
Maybe I shouldn't put this on the internet. That's the most baller thing I've ever seen. Eric was like, "We're gonna have to cut this off." Nope. Stand on it.
That's my good side.
This is where I lean on my truck. On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, I'm here with Eric, my brother-in-law, and he's here with a truck I used to own that now he owns. But before I owned it, your cousin owned it.
My uncle owned it. And then apparently the guy who owns Bell Glass
here in Wichita bought this new in 1995. And now we're gonna restore it. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today I'm here with Eric, like I said, with my old 600,000 mile GMC Sierra. This is a 95. Like we said just a few moments ago, Mike from Bell Mirror and Glass here in town bought this thing new, and then it's been in Eric's family and, well, the family the entire time since then, basically. 600,000 miles on the clock. That's the moon 3 times. This thing's so many moon miles. And it's on transmission number 5, I think, 4 or 5, and engine number 2. And the funniest part about this engine is when they put it in, the truck only had about 150,000 miles on it, and the engine had 200. So this truck's engine has well over 600,000 miles on it. Mind-blowing. Of course, the classic Chevy 350 under the hood, TBI, and everything else has pretty much been replaced. But with the miles on this truck, it's in a state of disrepair for sure. The brakes are literally worthless, very sketchy. They're sticking. Things are very, very bad in the braking department. The engine misfiring really hard, and it's had a bunch of mods and stuff. It's got intake spacers and all kinds of crazy stuff that's been done to it. And it's hit a deer. It's
a ditch.
Daily driven. Eric's cousin delivered paint all over the state of Kansas, and he drove this thing non-stop, and it had tons of service. It was really well taken care of. When I got it, it had a white front end. We'll post some pictures of this, but it was super pretty, all white, and of course the roll pan, and it had a Kenwood system in it, and really good looking wheels. I loved the truck, and then Eric ended up with it after one of our friends drove it for a little while, and this is where it is. We're gonna bring it back from the dead.
It pretty much has sat the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And now that I've been driving it for the first 1,000 miles, pretty good. And now she's starting to kind of show her age. So hopefully we can bring her back to daily drivable.
Yeah, basically a lot of things are going wrong really fast right now, and we got to stop that. We want to save this truck because, as you guys know, the GMT 400 is kind of just the quintessential truck here in America. And when you see a clean one on the road, you don't see many clean ones anymore because all of the cab corners are gone. It's pretty amazing. So with this one, we want to bring it back. We're actually going to have the cab corners done, just kind of go through everything and make it nice again. So hopefully within a few months here, this will be a completely different truck. And I really, really, really want to put a 5.3 in it. I don't think these guys are as in as I am, but it's just such a better engine. This thing it's beat, and it's not much of an engine anyway compared to the old LS. It looks like we might need another grill.
Yeah, you know what's funny is this was brand new from the salvage yard.
Yep.
So it got put in a ditch, and I put this fender on it, the bumper, in the grill, because as you can see, it's ready for the GMC logo to be snapped in. And I guess whoever installed it, my guess is this looks like it's been plastic welded.
Yeah, they tried epoxy.
So maybe the salvage yard just sold us a janky unit, but also, like I said, it's been sitting in a driveway for basically 4 years, and it had a tree hit it and all sorts of stuff. So, I mean, no big deal. Everything's easy enough to find for it, really.
Absolutely.
Just go through it. Go through it part by part.
And go through it part by part we will. It needs a lot of stuff, including like running boards. The plastic steps are gone, so of course you'll like go to jump in this thing and your foot slips out from under you. That's not fun at all, and you look like an idiot if you fall on your face. So we've got a few things here a mirror. Obviously it needs the whole mirror assembly, but we have a replacement mirror that we're going to throw on here today just to solve that problem.
Yeah, it's pretty rough changing lanes when you can't see it.
Yeah, it is. And then, of course, the craziest thing that just happened today, Eric pulled in the shop and he's like, take a look at this. Every time you step on the brake, the driver front turn signal comes on.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. And then he turned on the hazards and the horn started honking in sync with the hazards. There are some issues in this steering column. So he actually brought over a new switch for us to put in.
Yep.
And this is going to be super nice. So we're going to rip the column apart, swap out the whole assembly right now, get this mirror on here, and then hopefully start on the brakes today. I took a look at the fluid a minute ago, and it is pure black. And brake fluid should not look like that. It actually, and it's like watery too. It looks like there might be a leak. So we're going to have to sort out the braking system. My plan for the brakes is we just replace it all, front to back. Here's our screws out of the steering column itself, which means we're probably ready to pull the column off of here. Probably go towards the top, do some wiggles. We're gonna figure this out. I guess we can pull the dash out real quick. Eric went ahead and unsnapped most of the dash. So there's the cargo lamp and headlight switch. There we go.
So you should be able, on these old ones, you just undo if you have the cargo lamp and then your headlight switch, and then they just pop right up.
Snaps off just like the new ones. A little bit worse than the 2000s, but fine.
If you got the old 95 here, you can pull the...
What happened to the old microphone for the...
It's tucked under.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah, because I remember the hands-free worked. Which is pretty funny.
So you can pull that, just pull that handle off so it comes out of the way. Pull the keys out. No, just pull, yep. That's not supposed to happen, by the way.
Well, the screw's out of it. Yeah, it works. No big deal. Okay, so there's the lever for the wheel adjustment there. Let's pull the bottom off. It's coming out. It looks like we need a new boot for the shifter. That boot is gone.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
There's a 600,000 mile boot.
Big long E-Torx down here, and E-Torx E5 there. And you use that to pull out this screw, and that screw lets you get this out of here finally. And then with a little wiggling, I might have to move this thing down a little bit more. All the way down. We should be able to work this thing up and over. Well, if not, I think we can actually get to the switch now, so that's probably okay. How deep does the switch go? So we got a bolt here and a bolt here that we have to deal with. I think we can make this happen pretty easy. Full of dirt.
What's funny is,
Full of dirt.
this is a salvage yard.
It's been replaced.
Signal.
Yep. If you're ever in the market for the most fun job you could ever do on an OBS Chevy, that's it right there. So we found broken wires in the factory harness, and I was gonna transfer it to the new switch, but because of the broken wire, it's probably worth changing it all to the new harness that came with the new switch. So we are under here. You have to pull out the giant connector that is every wire in the steering column. I'll try to show that to you guys. There's an 8 in there, and then there's a bunch of clips in there. You gotta take it all apart. I had to pull it off. Its actual mount for the harnesses. I got it sort of apart, and now we're getting everything swapped out. So I'll give you a quick look at that. I know it's kind of hard to see, but that's that main connector right there. This is what we're taking apart now. That has to come off, and that has to come off. They slide out, and then you replace it all, and then bolt it back together. And there's some other clips up in here and stuff like that. Sorry about the focus. There's only like 6 inches of room in here. Honestly, this thing does not want to come apart. You can tell it wasn't meant to ever come apart. Yeah, it'll never break.
This will be at least the 3rd one.
God, if this was a new truck and it was CAN bus, like all of this would just be digital. There would be like 3 wires in the column. It'd be so much better. Well, that was a nightmare of a job. If you're ever planning on doing this, plan on pulling basically the whole dash out. It might be a little easier if you pull the wheel, but if you get creative with your Torx driver and you have a long one like that, you can get this lower bolt out. It was a lot of fun getting that out, but we didn't want to take the whole steering wheel off. Obviously taking the steering wheel off, usually not a big deal, but these ones that have the pins, it's a whole ordeal. So we didn't want to do that. Anyway, function test. We've got hazards. Turn signal.
Yep.
Hey, are the front ones right too? It looks like it did fix all of them.
Yep.
Okay.
Your foot on the, so what was happening was, if you would hit the brake,
Yeah.
the left front turn signal would pop on it all and just stay on solid.
I think they're all working now.
Yep.
Sweet. What I would give for that Volvo one where you just like pull out 2 screws and slide that out the side. It ended up taking what should have been minutes because of this broken wire right here. Ended up taking a long time. It's the gray black. If you can see it, it's not attached at all. So.
And the hazard button broke off.
Oh, the hazard button was broken off
So
too.
it should have
so many problems.
Should have a hazard button right there.
Yep.
And I had to put a self-tapper down into it, or the horn, and all the hazards would just go off all the time. So let's just office space it.
Oh man, we need some baseball bats.
Now I have to clean all
It
that.
went everywhere. I didn't even get to throw it. Oh well. So now we have his shifter handle, and it didn't have the bolt because it's just never been in there, I guess. Eric told me it used to just fall out all the time. So we're gonna run to O'Reilly's and find the correct bolt that fits in this thing and put it back together.
It's actually my self-defense tool.
Self-defense tool, I got. You can just pull it out.
When I'm in scary neighborhood.
It's also anti-theft. So now we're gonna fix it correctly, put the whole column back together, and put a mirror on this thing, and we'll just keep right on going. Time to go shopping. We've got the shift lever here. We'll just try out hardware till we get it working, and pick up the rest of the parts, maybe some brakes, stuff like that. Whoa.
And then
What's up with this remodel? All right, thanks Trisha.
later, man. You have a good one.
You too. Okay, we've got the everything for this truck. Let's go get started on this brake job. We've got a master, we've got rotors, we've got brake pads, disc brake quiet, almost everything to put this back together. And then tomorrow, once we get a little bit more of this done, we're gonna tackle those rear drums. But today we're gonna suck out all this old fluid that might be 400 plus, I mean, it could be a 600,000 mile fluid in this thing. It's pure black, it feels like water, the fluid is shot. So I think that it's probably caused corrosion to start building up inside the calipers and all that fun stuff. We're gonna drain all the fluid out, change the calipers, change the master, start from scratch, eventually change the slave cylinders in the back, and it's gonna be super nice again. Also, just in case there's like a vacuum issue, I'll put the hand pump on there, and we'll put a vacuum on this and see if it leaks down. That's one of the things I'm worried about if the brake booster has problems. So he's got the new mirror here, and we're going to expose all this 3M adhesive. This is a lot of adhesive, which is impressive. And this mirror just fell off the other day while he's backing out of his driveway in this extreme cold we had here in Kansas. Nice outside today though, 55 right now. 55 degrees. I cleaned this like crazy with that Kramer eraser earlier, so I think it'll stick no matter what. Boom! Mirror replaced.
Till the next -30 day.
Yep.
Best $6 I ever spent.
Was it really $6?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Obviously the mirror housings are broken too. There's like a chunk missing out of this one. It's gonna get all new mirrors as we go through and get some of the body work done down the road. But for now, we gotta make it run and drive right. Take a look at this brake fluid. This is a paper towel here, that's white. Just so you guys can see the reference to black. Yeah. Anyway, it's not good, it's hard to see. That's what I'm talking about. Reel it in. Oh, the bulb's going bad.
They all do.
So cool. So how bad's this ball joint? That's just trash. Oh, there's so much work to do.
A lot of pops, a lot of bangs.
Also, that oil leak is crazy. We're gonna try to fix that tomorrow too. Well, I think we've made some massive improvements to the truck. Eric was impressed. You haven't had wiper sprayers in ever, right?
Nope.
So that's probably what that broken wire was. Now they're working great. We put some fluid back in it and tested it out, and he's got wiper sprayers again. For the first time, he can shift without the shifter falling out. It's sort of running. So tomorrow we're gonna actually tackle brakes and oil cooler lines probably and just keep right on chugging. Also tomorrow, the transmission for the exterior comes in. So I'm not leaving you guys hanging on that, just parts have to be shipped. I ship that stuff FedEx Freight Priority, which I've never shipped something that fast because we're gonna get that job done. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out to Eric. bringing the project.
Yeah, thank you.
And don't forget to head on over to shop.watchgrgo.com where you get cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. That's what I'm talking about. How often do you get to back your truck right after the job?
Definitely. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, dude. How about you?
Pretty good.
The glass man, Ryan, is here from Blue Collar Collision and Glass, and he's going to stick a new windshield in the Sierra. When I bought it, man, these are fancy. Did you go get some new ones?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. So when I bought it, there was this huge crack in the windshield. You guys can see it. It runs almost to the middle of the passenger side. That is not fixable. It's just way too much. So he's got some brand new glass. What, about 200 bucks?
Oh, yeah.
And it'll be perfect.
It is new.
Absolutely. I really wanted to save this Parks Pass because those are like $15 or $20 and I could have put it on my truck, but it's only good for like 2 more months. So maybe we won't. This has micro dots in it. It's got the old NICB traceable thing where they like printed it with the little, yeah, trying to keep it from getting stolen. This is so much better. Thanks, man.
No problem.
Well, since you're here, Ryan, and the Xterra is looking fire, we need your opinion on what it's going to take to do the body work on this truck. Possibly swapping the roll pan for a bumper, cab corners, and then painting, a new fender for the passenger side up there.
Yeah. We can look up new replacement panels
Yeah.
for the rust. Well, they just...
At least it's not through the cab. It's just the outer skin.
Oh, no, it's through the cab.
Oh no, you ruined the truck. Now we gotta scrap it.
Ramen noodle.
Ramen noodles all day.
Yes. But the fender's no big deal, and bed is not a big deal at all. So,
This is a tree.
That's
She was in a Kansas hurricane, and the tree fell directly on it.
I guess we probably need a bedside too, huh? It might come out.
I think it'll probably, majority of that should pop out pretty easy.
I told him to give me a suction cup.
Got one right over here.
Hold on, I bet you 80% of that comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Guarantee it. It wants to be back where it was.
Depending on where you cut them, and where you get the parts from, because it's finding the ones that are decent.
Gotcha.
Because there's a bunch of companies out there that'll make repops for them.
That are bad.
Oh yeah, they just don't fit the truck right, and then your door opening is off, and
Gotcha.
so we'll do some research and find out what we need to get.
Sweet. Blip.
Oh, it broke the driver door.
Whole body came off.